and in this live stream, I'm going to be asking you the question, do you have energy security for your home? So welcome to my channel. I am Jamie Green, the Solar Queen. I talk about all things solar. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're watching me for the first time live on YouTube, good evening from my garage in the great state of California. I live in the Bay Area up in, oh, my battery was just saying it's in low mode. I live in the Bay Area, and it was a beautiful day here in Northern California. I got to drive across the magnificent Golden Gate Bridge because I did a lease return for my Tesla Model Y that I've had now for almost 3 years. But I did return the lease early because Tesla reached out and said, hey, do you want to turn in your lease early? And we'll waive the last 2 months and you can get into a new Tesla. So I went in to the city, past the city actually, went to, oh, hey there, Mike. How's it going? I got a new Tesla today. I had to drive into Colma, California, which fun fact about Colma, it has the most cemeteries, I think, per capita in the state, in all of the United States. And they incentivize their citizens of Colma to live there by offering free cable. I think it would be a lot better if they offered free electricity, but they don't. So I went into the Tesla dealership to get take delivery of my new Tesla, and it was seamless. Like, started my delivery or my lease return a few days ago, took some pictures, went and got it detailed, scheduled to pick it up and take delivery of it. It was a contactless delivery, meaning I turned in my lease and then I got in my new car, took video of the new car, did the inspection, and I took off and went back home across the beautiful Golden Gate Bridge. So, but behind the guy in the counter taking my lease return, yes, I lease my Teslas and I like it. I like having a new car every few years and I don't mind it. And I'm saving $125 more a month now with my new lease than I was before. So I'm all for that. Why not? And I don't have to, I pay for charging through my solar. But one of the things that was sitting behind the guy at the counter at the Tesla dealership was a Powerwall. So I'm going to walk outside. It's going to get a little dark. This is not a ditty party. Hello, Nightcap King. I'm going outside. And I'm showing you my energy security because there's my Powerwall. This piece of equipment stores 13.5 kilowatt hours of energy that my solar system generates for me every single day. So if I need to use it because there's a power outage, because the utility company decides to cut its power because there is a, what was your new lease, if I may ask? Nightcap King. I went from a Model Y to a Model Y. I like them that much. I sat in the Model X today. I just can't justify spending twice the amount of money for a Model X, even though my kids want the doors that open like wings. If they could have it their way, they would have a minivan, but I can't do minivans, guys. I'm like, I did do a minivan for a little while. But I just couldn't do it. I like the get up and go. So I went from a white Tesla Model Y to a stealth gray one. And my daughter is 7 years old. She said, Mom, my friends asked me what color Tesla we drive. And she says the white ones are not cool. So she's happy that we got a new Tesla and that it's gray and now it's cool. It's cool to have a Tesla. But I love the Tesla. I love the Tesla Model Y. It's a great vehicle. Super safe. This is great. So anyways, behind the Tesla counter, the guy that was helping me take my lease return, which again was seamless, like literally 5 minutes to take care of that. It's behind my garage door. I guess I could open it. I'll open my garage. It's not the quietest garage door. I'm in my garage because my kids and my husband are in the house and it is loud in there. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Jamie Green, the Solar Queen, and I help people and businesses go solar and save on their energy costs, and then also provide them with backup power if they need it. So I don't have any lights out here, guys, but this is, you're not going to be able to see it very well, but it's right here. This is my new Tesla. I love it. It's a great car. The power wall, I have a power wall. I just showed you guys my power wall. Super loud garage door. It needs to be quieter. But we have solar on our house. I help people get solar on their house. I have no clue what you guys are talking about, but I love the comments. Keep the comments coming. I have solar on my house. So if you don't know how solar energy works, Mentally Microwave just said, you realize charging a vehicle with electricity comes from a power plant that pollutes air still. I have solar on my house. So my solar generates all of the power that I need for my home and my car, and then some, because I built my solar system to generate more more energy than I actually consume. Because in case I want to get a sauna, or because I heard there's lots of health benefits from a sauna. In case I wanted to get a hot tub, because hot tubs use between 25 and 3,500 kilowatt hours a year. Or in case my husband decided he wanted to get an electric vehicle and he drives, 18,000 miles a year. So I have solar on my house. And then if I need my backup battery, I have energy security. And that's exactly the sign that was on behind the guy at the Tesla dealership, was a power wall with a sign that says, do you have energy security? And there's a lot to say about that. A few years back, there was a 4 or 5 day power outage statewide in California. They did like a publicity stunt, I want to say, but it was a public safety power shutoff. So they were testing it. There were some fires going on, but the state of California literally cut the power to a lot of California, and it took a couple days to actually re-energize the grid. But this was I had only had my first solar system on the house, on my rooftop. And then the second, when we got more solar and added the battery, we added the battery then, because 4 days without power, everything in our fridge was gone. Most of the stuff in our freezer was gone, but I did prepare for that. But that was just our home. Think about the people who had, need a CPAP or needed some medical equipment that needs constant power. If they didn't have a generator, a backup battery, they were SOL. They were hurting. And so backup batteries do provide energy security. I have a Tesla Powerwall too. The new product out on the market from Tesla is a Tesla Model 3. I think Hula, my dog Hula, wants to come out here with me. Hula! She knows I'm out here. Hula! Or maybe not. Maybe she's outside. Is she outside? Oh, she is! Okay, so if you're joining me live later on, Hula! Come here, Hula! My little dog was outside. Okay, so for the people who, suffer power outages and you have a need, come here, Hula, and you have a need for constant energy and you don't have a generator, this is Hula. Say hi to Hula. Hi, honey. You really should get solar and a backup battery. You can get backup batteries that are grid tied, like Hula. Yeah, my dog is Hula. We love Hawaii. Come here, Hula. Come up. This is Hula. She's a little Maltipoo. Hi, honey. You can be in the live stream with me. And here comes my husband. I'm live on YouTube, honey. We're talking about energy resiliency with my dog, with Hula. Okay, going back to if you have medical devices, there's some comments coming in. Hi there, Jody. I power my Tesla with DIY solar. Well, that's really great. Yeah, hi, husband. Sorry, it's just life. And sometimes the only time I can create content is live streaming. And I like live streaming. I live streamed on my Facebook page, and I wanted to do it here because I think that this is a really important thing about power, about backup power, about solar, about all the things, because not only is the utility companies charging more and more for energy. Like, I just really want people to know it is totally worth it, especially if you live in California, to get solar and backup batteries. Because a couple weeks ago I went live, there was a red flag warning, and it's like 50 degrees. It's cold. It's cold. It's starting to get cold. And my kids are requesting screen time on Minecraft right now, and I'm getting notifications. I should have shut those notifications off before going live. But going back to solar, it is a money saver. I know not everyone can go solar in California for various reasons. Maybe you don't own your house. Maybe you rent. Maybe you live in an apartment. Maybe for whatever reason you can't do it. But for those who can and are sick and tired of paying the utility company for their electricity, that you don't have a say in what you pay in terms of rates. When you get solar, you do, because you're going to lock in your rate per kilowatt hour, or not even lock it in. You could lease your solar system. You could finance your solar system. You can pay cash for your solar system. There's lots of different ways to pay for your solar system, but there's a way to find out your cost per kilowatt hour if you purchase it with cash or if you finance it. It's called a levelized cost per kilowatt hour. When you lease your solar, you're locking in a fixed kilowatt hour rate, hopefully, and not an escalator. So if you go solar with me, and a lot of you guys do reach out and you go to my website, which is jamiegreenthesolarqueen.com, and they fill out the form, and you watch the channel, you watch it, you fill out the form, you upload your utility bill, you show me your utility bills, and I see what rates you're paying. For everyone that I help go solar, I'm going to do what's right for you guys. And I'm not going to, I can't believe how many people get ripped off with solar. And it's true, people do. So that's the whole reason why I started doing solar as a mom of 3 kids. I have 3 kids and a dog, Hula, and a husband. But I wanted to help people save money on their energy costs. And now in California, with rates being 66 cents a kilowatt hour, it's not far away that people are going to be paying 70 cents and 80 cents a kilowatt hour. So let's see. Pradeep says, I don't think people talk about backup batteries enough. Right. Because they haven't ever really been a necessity with just a standalone solar system when you have net metering with your utility company. And about 1.5 years ago, the state of California and the Public Utility Commissioner took that away. So now people in California have to you should not get solar without a battery in California. Unless you live like in LADWP, any of the municipal, like SMUD, which is Sacramento Municipal Utility District, Healdsburg, I think Pasadena has their own. There's a couple little tiny, Modesto has its own. There's a couple little municipal utility companies that still are not subject to NEM 3.0, but you should certainly get solar and batteries, at least self-consumption batteries in California. Okay, Homestead Engineering, I wish they were that cheap for 30 kilowatts hours of storage, but they're not. It might be if you were like going out and buying it yourself and installing it yourself, but most people are not going to be doing that. Cash price for me for Tesla Powerwalls, if you pay cash for them, is $9,000 in California. So that is a great, it's $5,000 less than what I paid when I got mine. How many solar panels do I own? I have 2 solar systems. The first one is an 8-panel system with 285 watt panels. So it's like a 2 point something kilowatt system. It's very small. But believe it or not, it provided enough power for our home. We only used at the time about 10 kilowatt hours a day, which isn't very much, which kind of surprised me. But there are some things that you can do to make your home more energy efficient. Like you can move to LED lights if you haven't already. One of my biggest pet peeves is when people get LED lights and they're like the bright white. I like the warm temperatured lights. So I see people move over, but I don't know. It's worse than fluorescent lighting. And like there's literally a fluorescent light right there in my house, in my garage. And so then we decided to get a Tesla, and I wanted to charge it from home, and I wanted more power. So we went ahead and we had a second solar system installed 3 years ago with the battery. So the battery's out there. Don't mind all my stuff there. Oh, those are really cool tubes. Those are my friends' Fluzzle tubes. Solana Whitehead and her husband Dell, they created these floating inner tubes, and they interlock like a puzzle. So shout out to Solana and Dell. They're some friends of mine, and that's their product, Fluzzle tube. But over there in the corner, you can see my backup, my Powerwall gateway right there, and there's my inverter that also has a level 2 charger. So with homeowners who are starting to get solar, backup batteries, EV charging, like for me, I had a level 2 charger installed with my home. So my second solar system is 9 panels, and they're 425 watt panels. So that's like a 3.5. So I have, I guess, 3. I don't know. I can't do the math in my head, but let's see. Like a 4.1 kilowatt system and a 3 kilowatt. So I have about 7 kilowatts of solar on my house with a Tesla Powerwall 2, which provides backup power if the power goes out, and self-consumption if I wanted to use that during the nighttime. So anyhow, I was at the Tesla. The whole point is I was at the Tesla dealership swapping out my cars. Seamless experience. I don't care what anybody says. It was amazing. I saw the Powerwall in the background, and the question was, do you have energy security? I've always talked about backup batteries as energy resilience, energy independence, like the best energy independence you could possibly have. And that is achieved when you pair solar with a backup battery. So in California, one of the ways that battery manufacturers were helping California homeowners when they were going solar, now under NEM 3.0, was creating a self-consumption only battery. Well, that's the next best thing. But if there's a power outage and you have the self-consumption battery, it is not going to work for you in a power outage. So Florida, Mike Morjon is down in Morjon. Sorry, Mike. He is down in Florida. He helps homeowners in Florida go solar, so you can always talk to him too. But he says they will double because history has shown it will. That's referring to the kilowatt hour rates, and that is true. When we went solar the first time, we were paying 16 cents a kilowatt hour. And when I looked at a bill yesterday, 2 days ago, for a homeowner that has solar on his roof, I'll tell you that story in a second. The rates are now 66.5 cents a kilowatt hour for peak time of day. For non-peak, it's about 48.5 cents a kilowatt hour. It is not long before our rates turn into 85, 90 cents to $1 a kilowatt hour. I don't know how people can even fathom to pay that. So solar is definitely worth it when you have utility rates like that. Because for me, when I'm helping people get into solar, we look at the levelized cost per kilowatt hour. It's going to beat the utility company all the time. More and more people are getting leases, and I'm okay with leases. I used to not be okay with leases until NEM 3.0 came out. I am 100% okay with leases if it makes sense for you. So when you work with me, we talk about that stuff. I don't just put you in a lease because I make the most amount of money on. People that get into 3% rate escalator leases, that salesperson's going to make a pretty good commission. But it's not always the right thing to do for the homeowner. The right thing to do for the homeowner is to help them achieve energy independence, resiliency, and security with the right product for the right price. And so I just made some switches with who I work with, and the goal is always to help you guys, the homeowners who are watching and reach out to me about solar, to get you in the right system size and the right products so that you can achieve those things and you can feel great about your decision. And then you're no longer subject to the utility company. So for me, for leases, I put people in 0% escalator so that they have a fixed cost of their energy and storage for 25 years. There are ways to get out of the lease if you don't want it. You can, you have options with leases. Let me just say that. Same with financing, but you're going to pay a lot of money for financing with the financing companies that the solar installers work with. I have no problem helping you get into financing if you need it. If you can pay cash, that's even better because cash is king and it's going to give you the rock bottom price. But a lot of people don't have that kind of cash laying around, especially right now. So what I'm seeing a lot of people do is leasing. And when you lease or finance, it's usually nothing out of pocket. Like you don't have to come up out of pocket for any money to make the switch to solar. It usually starts after your solar is installed and all of that. But solar alone is incomplete. If you live in other states and you have net metering, and that's great that if you have that, but it is incomplete if you just get solar. Like you really should pair it with storage so that if you live in Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, where they just got hit with the hurricanes and power has been out for some time, if they had solar alone, they didn't have power because the solar system shuts down. That inverter, there's an inverter. I have an inverter there. I have an inverter outside for my other system. If there's a power outage, that inverter is going to shut down. So even if there's alignment, I drove by, there was a street and there was, the utility company was out working on top of one of the transformers things today. And so I'm sure that everyone around there had their power cut for that street. And, oh, Hula, come here. So they didn't have power, but if they had solar and a backup battery with backup power, they would have had power for their home. Come here. Come on. Oh, come here, Hula. Okay, she's not going to jump up, but she's here. My dog Hula is out here with me. Yeah, so if you only had solar and no battery, your power gets cut off. You don't have power. Just the way it works. If you have solar and a self-consumption battery only, and there's a power cut, you don't have power. If you have solar and a backup battery, and there's a power cut, you're going to have backup power to your essential loads that you designate for that thing right there, that white thing back there. That's my backup gateway. That's all the loads in my sub panel, which is in front of me. Any breaker 30 amps or less for one Powerwall. If you have two, if you stack them, and every battery manufacturer is going to be slightly different. Some only go up to 20 amps, some go up to 25 amps. And if you stack them, then you're going to have either more, like think of a spigot. Like if it's like one backup battery, your spigot's going to be this wide and water can only flow through the spigot this wide. But if you have two, you have either double amount of power with the same amount of storage, but this double the power. So if you have, say, an air conditioning unit that pulls 50 amps and it takes 10 kilowatts of power to start up and then runs off your 7.5 amps to start, you're going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to start it and it's going to run, but it's going to drain your battery really fast. So when you stack up multiple batteries, you're going to have much more that you can back up. You can go up to 50 amps, but you're going to run through your battery really fast. And in energy security, if you're the type that has medical conditions that needs equipment that runs 24/7, you're going to want to get solar and a backup battery, not just self-consumption batteries. If you don't want your food ever to go to waste, I use this example on the live stream earlier on my Facebook page. I had a customer get solar and a backup battery, and he had 3 refrigerators because he was a duck hunter and he didn't want his duck to ever go bad. And because he had all of his duck you know, turned into ground duck and sausage and different things. So he got a backup battery, even though he didn't technically need it. Because, like I said before, solar is incomplete if you just get solar. It's only complete with energy resiliency, energy independence, and security, like the Tesla Powerwall behind the guy at the Tesla dealership had. The sign said, when you have a backup battery. So the next best thing is to get energy or solar with self-consumption. So you shift your loads. Like you load up the battery during the daytime for the battery to run your house at nighttime when the sun goes down. And that's what people are starting to do in California. But even on a lease, it's worth the extra $30 a month to go from like a shift or self-consumption battery to a full backup battery. That's my opinion. I even said this in my Facebook live stream. That's like going to In-N-Out and buying everybody burgers and fries at In-N-Out for one meal. It's worth it. I think it's worth it. So is it worth it going solar? In California under NEM 3.0, it is. And it is also worth it around the country. I know the world goes solar, but it is worth it. If you live in a storm-prone area, you should get solar and a backup battery. Should not get just solar alone. That's my opinion. Lots of requests for backup power now because it's becoming more frequent. So it is really important to, when you're thinking of solar, not only for the cost savings, because in some states, your energy costs are not astronomical like it is here in California where I live. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous here, but it's crazy expensive. And it doesn't just affect homeowners, it affects everybody. Everybody is subject to these rate increases, and you don't get to tell the utility company, oh, I'd like to pay 20 cents a kilowatt hour. Oh, I'd like to lock in my kilowatt hour rate at 25 cents. Can you do that? If you called PG&E or SCE or SDGE, they would just laugh at you. Sorry, like they would laugh at you. But when you think to go solar and you can get those rates, and it might seem like that's impossible, it's totally possible. You can totally lock in those type of rates when you get solar and a battery. And you have all these unrealized you have all this savings, all this money that you're saving that you can put towards other things. And the last thing I want to say before my phone dies, because it's going to die in a second. You are hedging yourself against rate increases. And I just lost what I was going to say. I don't remember what I was going to say. It was about the utility company. Okay, wait. Homestead Engineering says, I'm a big fan of Tesla and shareholder, but they are not the best in home solar. No, Tesla, if you go to Tesla, they're not good with solar, but they make a pretty great backup battery. That said, if you drive a Tesla with VTH, then maybe it's worth the extra. I don't know what VTH is. What is VTH? I've driven a Tesla now for 3 years and I love it. I can't imagine actually I didn't test drive any other cars. The lease return and lease offer was the offer was too great. It was too awesome. Vehicle to home, maybe it's worth the cost. Are you talking about charging your car from home? Sorry, it's like 9:20. I'm getting a little tired and my brain's a little frazzled, but I just, I really wanted to come on and talk about energy security. You can use your car to back up your house. Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe the Cybertruck can do that. In fact, I put in an order for a Cybertruck. They're so ugly. My kids, I just can't bring myself to pay that much money for a vehicle. But I do know that that's a huge marketing thing. I know Ford did that with their trucks. But right now, you'll void out all your Tesla warranties if you were to use your car to back up your home. I mean, there's a lot of storage in those batteries. But you have to have the right kind of inverter to do all that stuff. And so I know there's aftermarket, third-party market inverters out there that are bi-directional and things like that. But Tesla is just not there yet. Maybe eventually. It's like you said, it's coming. Yeah. That is coming. But again, it's still there's still people that are like, solar? Like, I still have a lot of conversations with people that don't know how solar works. And that's what I'm here for. And this is what this channel is for. So I have playlists about all that. You can go back and watch those. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed. I'd appreciate that. I would really appreciate that. And I'd also appreciate it if you are interested in solar. I want to help you do it, make that switch and make sure that you have energy resiliency, energy security, and energy independence, which I know I just was in Dallas, Texas for a conference, and I know independence is so huge. You can accomplish all of that when you get solar and a backup battery. And you don't have to get Tesla. I have Solar Edge batteries. I have Enphase batteries. I have an installer that also does Franklin. Actually, no, I don't have any installers that do Franklin Whole Home batteries. It's just the 3 major ones that my installer partners use. I do have one other one that does other batteries too. They're not any name brand, but they are much more affordable. I'm happy to provide you with a quote with those type of batteries too. I just don't have a lot of knowledge. I just know that they work. So make sure to go to my website, jamiegreenthesolarqueen.com, if you're interested in solar for your home. I also help businesses get solar storage and EV chargers. If you want to add EV chargers to your parking lots, I can help you with that too. Just make sure to go to the website and fill out the form and set up an appointment to meet with me. I would love to help you achieve all the things that you need to achieve and save money on your energy costs. Oh, this is what I was going to say. Think of solar and storage as an asset for your home. You're redirecting money that you're paying to the utility company for your solar system, and then you're going to have a chunk of money that you're going to be saving. I don't care if it's $100, $200. For some, it's $300. Some, it's more. But that is money that you're no longer paying to the utility company, and you can put it towards other things. You can put it towards Bitcoin. You could put it towards your retirement. You could put it towards a CD, the S&P 500. You could pay off debt. I don't care, but it is going to save you money. I promise you. And if I can't save you money, then you still have to make that decision if it's worthwhile. And I tell you what, you're going to see rate increases happen again. It's incredible. So please make sure to reach out. I want to help you, and I hope that you have a great night. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for commenting. Share this out with people that might be interested in it, and then make sure to subscribe. And I will see you guys all in the next video or live stream. Have a great night.